My name's Tom, I'm 28, from Nottingham. My gym is TBH Training Studio, and we've been going for 4 years now, and we've been with the network for just over a year. I'd arguably say it was product. We've never struggled with front-end sales. We've built a pretty strong marketing machine on the back end. So the issue that we were mainly facing was clients leaving, mainly down to money. But obviously, it's not down to money at the end of the day. It was mainly because our product wasn't good enough. We were stuck in a boot camp style model, and a big thing for us over this last year has been trying to get away from the old and into this new strength and conditioning style gym. Massively frustrating. I think the big thing for us is because I've not come from a training background, and I've basically built the gym on good vibes and everyone having a fun time. When it comes to thinking about developing the product, it's like, well, where do we even start? I've not delivered CPDs before. I've never led a team. I've never been someone, yes, I feel very confident in my own ability, but if I don't know what I don't know, how can I teach what I don't know as well? So I think if anything else, it's just very frustrating. And obviously it's a bit gutting when you see all your hard front-end money and front-end sales just go completely out the back of the door, thinking, where the hell have you gone? Like, I thought you were loving here. And I think that's probably the hardest thing, is knowing that not only obviously from a financial point of view, it's just you're on a constant hamster wheel. It's the client will never ever see the results because they've left you. And so again, personally, very frustrating, and obviously I feel a bit gutted for the customer as well. Not from a product development point of view. That we obviously knew of things out there, but nothing kind of resonated with us in terms of like actual, this is going to be what you work on. Again, we've done sales, plenty of sales training, loads of marketing stuff, the obvious things again. But prior to coming into here, we've not even been on coaching courses. Like, it's just winged it basically, and we kind of got to where we are. And so, no, we hadn't, and it was very apparent. Yeah, massively. I spoke to Jen probably I've caught him a couple of times in person, and he's always been like, what are you doing, man? Come on. A good story was that I was at one of Jen's talks, first of all, at Perform X, and he, we followed each other for a while, and quite often we'll kind of chat on Instagram. And I told him what we'd done in front-end sales that month, and he was like, oh my God, what are you doing? Something is going completely wrong here. And then he made a point on the stage in his presentation saying, yeah, so I spoke to someone in the audience today, and he's all over the place. And I was like, and he literally said the amount that I was selling as well. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I've got an issue if Jen feels like he has to talk about me on the stage, privately, of course. But then caught up again a year later. Still not quite ready. It wasn't basically until I felt, talk about the frustration, where I literally could not see a way through it. And so I needed to be right at the edge for me to personally be okay with moving to the next level. But if I was to give that advice to myself back 2 years ago, I'd done everything at the same time. I'd have done the sales, I'd done the marketing, but I've also done the product. I'd have been 3 years ahead. I feel much better. I'm certainly not finished. The point of the conversations we're having today is just highlighting how much there still is to do. But I think if nothing else, it's highlighted that I'm on the right track. And when I say track, I can quite clearly see what I need to do next. I've built a plan to kind of work around my life a little bit more. Again, there's still so much to do, and again, if we want to take and kind of ride the wave to the level we want to be, there's probably going to be a million more questions that we'll ask along the way. But at least, if nothing else, everything feels like it's moving in the right direction for now. I think actually business and personal goes into one. Like my biggest shift actually is in my actual role in the team. So, I mean, I wasn't coaching when we first started, and I'm still not coaching, so that's now been 2.5 years where I've not coached within my gym. I like coaching my coaches. The thing now that has changed the most and changed me and also changed the business is like, I now know what I need to do to actually coach those people. Whereas I was coaching off what I thought was the right thing to do, what felt right at the time. There's a plan, and now because I've got a plan with the development of my own team and the coaches and myself, then I can make better decisions. And the better decisions is then allowing me to make more better decisions. And more better decisions, again, is having a massive impact in terms of the business, the growth, and then the speed of growth. Like now, we're starting to snowball a lot faster because of the last year's worth of work that we've done. Just from the last year, it's probably the best reflection point. We've grown at an average of about 7.5 members a month. So, we're talking well over 70, I think we're almost like well over 70 members in the last year, but we are now on track to almost double in that speed. So over the last 3 months, because of the work that we've done over the previous 9, we've grown on an average of 11 per month. So it's like, this is starting to pick up a little bit, and I'm thinking, ooh, this is going in the right way. I can feel this. This is quite exciting. What I'm doing is we are investing in new kit. We've got lovely new black box Nexus racks. We've got 5 full-time members of staff. We were able to spend 6 weeks at the start of the year in Spain. I can't complain about that. Yeah, fine, I was working, but I love working. Yeah, no, I think in terms of results, again, it's clarity. We're not actually making that much more money compared to where we were a year ago, but the risk is off the table. There's a greater recurring membership in there. There's more members, there's more staff. I'm gonna say there's not just staff for the sake of staff, there's more staff with focuses, with clear job roles, with the right expectations coming into it, and also a clear track for them to develop. Big problem we had before, again, I'm going off topic here, is losing staff too early because they were great staff and maybe they were itching for the next thing. So it's like now we've got a clear, right, junior, senior, head coach, moving into a sales role, potentially in the future if we're going to be multi-site, like, well, where does the track lead to you? And actually not just providing for our clients, but you've got the opportunity to provide for staff as well, give them a life, which is cool. I think ask the right questions, I wouldn't say jump into it straight away, because if you're not certain that it's going to work, then it won't work. It will only work because of the work you do into it, and I think if you're willing to put your neck on the line just to be the person who has got questions, who's willing to take those questions and take the answers that you get from those questions and then implement it, and it might not work straight away, but in time, because you've got the collective experience and knowledge from not just the 150 people who are in there or 150 gyms, but it's the 10, 15, 20 years of gym experience that they've got prior to that, where you do 150 times 20, like, that's a lot. There's a lot of experience in there. So for anyone who's probably on the fence, before you even jump onto a call, ask yourself, what do you need it for? In the same way as you'd ask a client when they come into a consultation, well, why are you wanting to lose weight? Why are you wanting to get fitter? It's not just because you want to be a bit healthier, it's because I want to lift my grandchildren up when I'm older. Like, the reason that I wanted to sort my product problem out was because I felt unhappy with the lifestyle that I was building. And then once that's clear, don't even ask the price, just pay it and then go, because it will work. You just got to get on with it, basically. Morzine was sick. Going on to that trip with obviously all the other gym owners, the conversations that we had there, not just the conversations between gym owners, which was great, but like being able to have more in-depth conversations with the coaching, the performance team. I spoke to Ollie quite a lot. I spoke to, again, people who are 3-4 years ahead of me, a couple of years behind me. That was probably the biggest transformative period in those 4 days compared to maybe like the last year.